Welcome back to Chicago Independent Television. Chicago peace activists recently won a major victory in federal court when the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals argued that Chicago police were wrong to arrest hundreds of protesters on March 20th, 2003, the day the U.S. government began the Iraq War. We'll learn more about this important legal win in this segment.
We're now going to hear just a brief update on the legal situation and the civil liberties victory that we've had here in Chicago from Melinda Power of the National Lawyers Guild.
Hi everybody. 8 years ago today, thousands of us marched to protest the war in Iraq. We were right then, we are right today. The police, on the other hand, were wrong then when they detained and arrested about 900 of us as we were lawfully, legally protesting the war in Iraq. The National Lawyers Guild represented every single person who was falsely arrested, and every single case was dismissed. We then filed a class action lawsuit on behalf of everybody, 900 people roughly, and we were about to go to trial since the city refused to settle when the case was dismissed by the trial judge. On the 17th, 2 days ago, the appellate court ruled the arrests were totally wrong, they were totally illegal. We have a right to march in the city of Chicago with or without a permit. We have a right. We have a right to oppose the war. We were right to oppose the war then. We are right to oppose the war now. And the judge said the police should not have arrested people without giving them, one, a warning to leave, and two, an opportunity to leave. The police did not do that. I hope the police read the decision. I hope they learn that what they did was legally wrong. And this is a case that has been going on for 8 years. The attorneys representing you have been determined to keep fighting until we win, because we will not let the police say the people cannot protest in the city of Chicago. We now say the city of Chicago needs to settle this case. They need to compensate the people who were arrested, some of whom were held up to 40 hours in jail and had to go to court 3 to 4 times before the case was thrown out. We say that the city of Chicago needs to recognize and admit that what they did was wrong and they will not do it again. And when we're talking about economics, you should know that the city of Chicago has paid attorneys to represent the police $7 million to represent them for the illegal arrests that they did. We are keeping on with this case until we win, and if you are one of the people who was arrested or detained on March 20th, and we haven't contacted you, look for me, look for any guild attorneys with green hats, and we need to put this case behind us. The city needs to recognize its error, and we reaffirm we have a right to protest and a right to march. Thank you.
Chicago Independent Television is not brought to you by Coca-Cola, whose logo is stained red by the blood of murdered Colombian labor union organizers. Learn more at killercoke.org. Coke, the drink of the death squads. Nor by McDonald's, environmental destruction, unhealthy food, low wages, and repressed labor rights. And lawsuits against people who talk about it. Learn more at mclibel.org. McDonald's, I'm not loving it.
On the one-year anniversary of the landmark Immigrant Rights March in Chicago, thousands of people packed Chicago's Federal Plaza to mark the occasion and continue the struggle for immigrant rights. Does AT&T hate freedom? Let's find out.
Well, AT&T censored Pearl Jam, who criticized George W. Bush in an AT&T broadcast of Lollapalooza. So yes.
There you have it. Clear evidence that AT&T hates freedom. Help protect internet freedom. Visit these websites to learn more and get involved. AT&T, your world delivered for a price.